Amateur Hour Commentary. I am the Wolf Craze, and of course, joining me today is O'Doyle. Sorry, our transition on my side of things is always delayed because of how that video is made, and I'm running on Streamlabs, so I don't have like the slider thing that Titch does over on OBS, but that's neither here nor there. We got our last game of the week today between Carnage and Gabba Army. O'Doyle, thoughts before we go into explicit discussion around this?
Oh, I just can't wait for this one. I've been waiting for this one all week. Teams are pretty evenly matched, and I think it's going to be a battle for every point this time.
Yeah, they've been pretty good so far this week. We got some stats to kind of go over with you guys. I tried to do that last night, but I actually cleaned things up, so it's going to look a little bit better. It's going to sound a little bit nicer. Hopefully, I don't flub it up. But yeah, I agree with you. I think tonight is going to be a really good matchup. And why don't we talk a little bit about the roster of what we have going in here? We'll start with Carnage. And Carnage has the following lineup. I actually had to update it before we went live because they added Galindo to the list, and actually a couple of people were removed. So we got King Scorpion, Leo Rising, Crispy, Slice, Step One Sounds, Appallar, Row Family, J Designer, and Galindo, the one and only. I'm sure there's another Galindo somewhere, but we'll go with it. What do you think of this lineup for Carnage, man?
They got a pretty sound lineup. So I'm just looking at the actual match card or the game times, and it looks like Carnage is bringing King, Scorpion, Leo, Crispy, Slice, and J Designer tonight. So I'm telling you, watch these guys. I've seen King and Leo work very well together. Crispy and Slice kind of run together, and Jay Designer's that kind of wild card because he'll either run with Crispy and Slice or he'll go with King Leo, and it's definitely a nice little deadly combo they got running tonight.
Yeah, even if they had to sub someone in, like you got a damn good lineup here. I mean, these are all great players. Any I just got something from, oh my God, Stream Deck. Someone's hacking my PC. Okay. So sorry, I started getting pop-ups about my Stream Deck, and I don't understand why. We got a great lineup here. Any one of them could, I'm sure, take the place of another, and they do just fine. But let's take a look at their competition here over on the Gabba Army. And of course, leading the pack is Gabba with Leaf, Shlevy, Arab. I always want to say Shelby. Am I the only one?
Oh, no, I always wanted to say Shelby, and he's like, no, it's Levy, and he's like, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Shlevy, Arab, PJ, Rich, Galaxy 6, Larry, and Mark 911. What do you think about this lineup, man?
Oh, they got a lot of killers on this lineup as well. I'm not as familiar with a couple of these guys like Rich. I don't think I played too much with Rich or Mark. But if Gabba trusts them to be on the team, they got to be pretty good. They've got definitely a nice little mix. They've got a couple Canadians. They've got some. I don't think they have a U.S. player unless. Oh no, they got Galaxy. That's right. Galaxy's out of the Midwest. So, I mean, it's definitely nice to have that little bit of a mix of different players, and it's definitely going to work to their advantage. I have a feeling.
Now I know Rich back from the Firewall 0 Hour days, and he's competed before, so he's familiar with the environment of competition. So he's going to be a good addition. I have come across him a couple of times in Publix, but not enough to really like draw any kind of like, I don't know, feelings or conclusions around his performance. But overall, like, yeah, I've played with Leaf a number of times. Arab, of course. I've played with PJ. Gabba probably has the most hours out of any player in this game, bar none. Even though he might not be up on the leaderboard. Is he up on the leaderboard? Do you know? Is he there?
He has to be on PlayStation. I mean, the guy plays so much, he has to be.
Yeah, I mean, he's put literally thousands of hours into the game, nonstop playing. Larry, of course, is a beast, and we've played Galaxy 6 before. So a very good lineup. Again, another set of good players, but I would say that these two teams are probably some of the most even of all that we've seen.
100%. If Gabba Kid's lineup for tonight is right, it looks like he's going to have Leaf, Galaxy, Slevy, PJ, and himself, of course, leading the charge. And I'm going to tell you that's a nice little lineup. PJ's a killer. Schlevy's a killer. You got to watch Galaxy 6. She can always get you in the tunnels. She's just all around player. And Leaf is always deadly. He's always in TDM modes.
Yep. So we got Mental Man coming in here saying that Gabba is second on global, which kind of makes sense, I guess. We also got NGR, Vicky, Slow Ass Learner, Spezzy. What's going on, y'all? Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, man, I got a good feeling about tonight. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit more even compared to maybe some of the other games that we saw. Which, speaking of, guys, I made this little table. Okay, it might not be a final product, but it's what I could come up with in 15 minutes. All right, so this is what I was able to calculate. These are the week 1 stats, excluding tonight's game. Okay, and excuse me. At present, hold on, let me just get to our previous Discord so I can see it a little bit better. All right, so in looking at the stats here, I could go over the numbers ultimately, but if you look at the position of each team, you got Trauma in first, Death Squad, then Murdo's, Devil Spit, German Grandpas, and then Hacks. And then tonight we'll determine who's 7 or 8. Now, I tried to get a better table for this, and I probably will have to import one, but this is what I had available to me. But overall, like, you could tell very easily who is at the top. If you look at Trauma's percentage of wins, they are 100% in Hardpoint and TDM, 92% in Search and Destroy. Death Squad is right behind them with 100% in Hardpoint wins and TDM wins, and I believe it was 72% in S&D. So that means that they won 12 rounds of a total of 17. So that's the number 1-2 position. And then you look at the third position, Murdo's. They showed dominance in TDM, but split it right down the line with Devil's Spit for S&D and Hardpoint. So that's kind of like how things are lining up. That's the percentage. And of course, this is going to be very, very clear cut after the first week. Simply because everybody's only played one game, but as the weeks progress, you're going to start seeing this graph change. You're going to start seeing a larger deviation between the teams and the position that everybody's in, and it's going to get very, very interesting. And hopefully, I can get you actual like numbers rather than just bars. But that's kind of like how things are looking right now in terms of performance between teams. Is this kind of like the way you thought it would look, O'Doyle? This lineup?
I mean, yeah, definitely. It's Trauma had a nice outing. They definitely played well on Search and Destroy. But yeah, for right now, it's looking about the way I figured it would go. But to make it clear that this is not the actual position because we go by the points in this. So technically we're still tied for first.
This is true. Now so I did actually put these in terms of like position. So you both are tied for like Trauma and Death Squad are tied for first in terms of total points, which is 6.
Yeah.
But the distinguishing
stat wise, they're getting us right now.
Yeah, the distinguishing factor here is the percentage of overall wins, where like the only difference right now is Search and Destroy for you guys. They're at 92% win rate, whereas you guys are at 72, and that's the only difference. But if you this is all just based on points, and right now Trauma and Death Squad tied for first. I'll be honest, and this is no mark against anybody else, okay? But the 1-2 position is exactly how I thought it was going to be. I knew that Trauma and Death Squad after week 1, they're going to be at the top. I believe that they're going to be vying for the top position. But I think from 3 to 8, we're going to see a little bit more variability. Big shout out to Vicky and NGR for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. Alvo VR also tuning in. I'm hoping we do get the game going live soon. We are a little past the I don't want to say the deadline, but the expected time that we would start. What's up, Rabbit? How's it going, dude? Welcome. Hopefully y'all casted your vote. I'm actually going to go back into our poll and see what the results were and who you think was going to win. And it was very, very close. 60% say Gabba Army is going to win to the 40% I think that Carnage is going to win. Now, I know you said that it's going to be close, but who do you think is going to pull out the victory?
It's really tough to say. I mean, I just don't know. It's too close to call for me at this moment. I'd like to see how the first couple rounds are played. I think it's going to come down to who comes out of the gate the strongest. If whoever comes out first swinging and getting those points, I think that's the one to look for. I don't think you're going to see a comeback on this one, but we'll see.
Yeah, where I'm most curious about is their performance in each game mode. I want to say that Carnage is going to overpower the Gabba army in Search and Destroy. I also kind of want to say that they're going to overpower Gabba army in Hardpoint. But I think Gabba army is going to have greater success in Team Deathmatch. That's how I think it's going to go. So ultimately, I think Carnage is going to come out victorious here. If I were to cast my vote, hit my button, and I cast it for Carnage. But I've been surprised before.
Oh, totally. Well, I mean, I wouldn't count Gabba out. I played with him in the 3v3s, and as much as the guy says he hates Search and Destroy, he's pretty daggone good at it. He pretty much carried our team, me and Leaf's team, there for a lot of rounds during Search and Destroy. So that's the one strength I will say. Gabba is, not the favorite of Search and Destroy, but he's pretty darn good at it. So it's definitely going to be interesting.
Okay, so NGR coming in with a little bit of news, might be delayed a little bit because it seems as though they may need a fifth. Well, hopefully that big old lineup that we saw here. You say they need a fifth. Who are we talking about? Carnage, Gabba?
Gabba Army. I think PJ just said he's going to be about 10 minutes late.
Okay.
So I think that's the one they're waiting on. I think. Let me see. If one of them can tell me.
Hopefully you all have been enjoying. This is the last match of the week. First we had Trauma vs. Hacks. That was earlier in the week. I believe it was a Tuesday. If you guys didn't check that out, it's still up here on our channel. You can always go back and watch that show. And then the second game that we had was Devil's Spit versus Murdos. That one, we know the results by now, but it's still worth going back to see how everything unfolded because it was pretty miraculous to see the kind of turnaround in the second half for the Murdos. Yesterday, we just had Death Squad going up against... help me. I'm blanking all of a sudden.
The German Grandpas.
German Grandpas. Why can I can remember every team, but the easiest one to remember, German Grandpas, I can't remember. Going up against the German Grandpas, although it might have seemed maybe a little one-sided in terms of points overall, the German Grandpas, man, they put up a really good fight. Totally worth going back and watching all those if you guys haven't had a chance. I am going to be saving these. I'm going to be putting them over on my YouTube channel as well. So if you guys want to check that stuff out, it'll be up over there. What's going on, Diver Boy? Welcome. Yeah, they've been great games. If you guys have enjoyed it and you haven't followed already, please consider doing so. Hopefully we've earned it. If we haven't earned it yet, let us know what we could do differently, and we'll change some things up. But so many of you have already followed, and hopefully hit that notification bell so you're notified when we do go live, if that's the case. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for following. I mean, we're almost at 800 followers, and I mean, this is incredible. The growth has, I don't know, it's kind of left me speechless other than thank you. So hopefully you guys enjoy the stay. Yeah, that's what I got for right now.
So yeah, it looks like we're gonna be waiting about another 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
So good time to maybe go grab a beverage.
Yep. Diver, you said that you're on big screen. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I tried. I used to watch Onward matches in big screen, and that was really cool. I haven't been in it since I think they're in season 15. I think it was in then like season 12 or 13. It was really cool to watch. It's a very interesting. Have you ever been in that environment?
Oh, and big screen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's really awesome. It's kind of crazy. Like you kind of feel like you're actually there with people.
Yeah. I remember one event I was watching. I think it was like a Call of Duty event or something like that. Someone had posted, put their YouTube channel up, and we were in what seemed to be like an apartment space instead of like a theater. And the first time I watched anything on big screen, it was in a theater, and it was so cool. I can mute people, and then I went up into like the balcony seats to feel a little bit royal in that moment. So that was really cool. Really cool environments, and there's also one that's in space, I guess, so you could watch it in space. That was interesting. I stayed in there, but I started getting a little creeped out because I don't like big open spaces. I'm afraid I'll get lost or something, so I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like the one that you were talking about, the home environment. If you sit there, they actually even have like a little like Roomba, like going around the floor, like cleaning up around the place. Like it's just like really
It's really
nice little
really
touches.
cool.
It's cool, yeah.
It's a nice way to experience it because like it's great that everybody's here in chat and that's awesome. But sometimes people don't always like to text or like type and do everything via text. So it's good to have a virtual space and it's good utilization of the equipment as well. That's all good. Crispy, what's going on, Shell?
Try again in 15 minutes, giving them a chance to get a full team. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have someone in about 5 minutes. I also want to give a shout out to the dev team, of course. I always want to, I haven't yet done so in these streams because action just starts up real quick. But big shout out to, of course, the developers of Alvo, the Outside In Entertainment. I mean, they're constantly working on the game, and O'Doyle and I know this firsthand experience, right? Where we help with alpha products, so we're able to go in, check some things out, see what's going on. There are things that are taking place that we're not aware of, but we know some of the stuff that's to come to retail in the future, or at least plans to some extent. And they're always working, guys. Like if they're not in chat, it's because they're in the background doing stuff, whether it's networking, making maps, making weapons, making, I don't know, some algorithmic thing that is beyond my knowledge base. But it's pretty impressive how responsive and how invested they are, especially because they are such a small team. And I know people hate hearing that, like indie teams are small, but it's really hard to grow, particularly in the gaming industry, but even more so in the VR realm and the VR space. So the fact that they've made their game, a game that was effectively dead at one point, resurrected it, brought it back, and it's still alive 2 years after launch and on multiple platforms with crossplay. Just want to say some of those new games that are out there for the PSVR 2 still not crossplay. So just want to point that out. So big shout out, of course, to the developers for constantly putting stuff out. We got some really cool stuff on the way. So be attentive to the Discord, and I'm gonna actually get you guys those Discord links if you're not already part of the group.
I mean, if you're actually there today, you would know a little bit more news about something that's going on this week. We've got GDC going on,
Yes,
and it just so happens that our fearless leader Steve is actually going out there today. He's touring the Bay Area right now, so he's kind of just having a little bit of a chill before he goes in and shows a little bit of representation for Alvo there, which is going to be good.
So for those who are less in the know, what is GDC?
Well, it's the Game Developers Conference. They have it once a year, and it's when all the developers kind of get together. And I'm sure there's a little bit of like some sharing of stuff there and secrets and talk and kind of share what each one of them's working on, and it's definitely going to be interesting.
Now, this event isn't always it's always not always made public, so you're not going to necessarily find this live anywhere. You might see a few recordings from some people who might attend GDC and either illegally record something, or they've kind of been given permission to release some of the information. But most of the time, it's a closed event for game developers. And it's like O'Doyle was saying, it's a great opportunity for developers to kind of like commingle and see what's going on. Maybe try to push for grants or look to get some publishing or something of the sort. So it's a great opportunity for, especially if you're looking to get into the game development yourself, it might be something worth investing your time into. But it's also got to be like in a really nice place too. Can only imagine.
Well, it's a lot nicer than around here. It's what, about 31 degrees outside right now. So I I would love to be in warmer weather.
Yeah, me too, man. I don't even know what the hell is the temperature for me. Yeah, 32 degrees. Jesus. It was so strange. We had like beaming sunlight earlier with snow. And I
Well,
hate seeing that mix. It drives me crazy. Never understand it.
I just hate you look outside and it's all sunny and you're just like, oh man, it's gonna be a good day, and then you take a step outside and you're like, oh nope, going back in. I need a coat.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. The deception of Mother Nature. All right. Well, we do have one stream live. That would be Gabba's. At least it's live. So that's helpful. We will be waiting on Crispies to go live when it's good and ready. NGR, thank you so much for those bits, man. 71 bits. That's crazy. Thank you so much.
Saying not in the alpha group. Hey, talk to Steve. I mean, when do you have time, NGR? You're like the hardest working man I know. You're always like, I mean, like what? Tomorrow you're getting up at 4. Your time. That's, I mean, whew. That's more power to you, and you usually don't get home till late either. So yeah,
That's
you're a
freaking
hard
early.
working man.
That is freaking early. All right. So I'm checking Discord and it says like they are getting ready. People are going into the lobby or at least booting up the game. So we should be starting soon, folks. Another 19 bits from NGR. Thank you so much. So we should be starting soon. If you guys, by the way, if you've noticed down near the ticker box in the bottom left corner, so down here, you see high blocks on there. Although they are not sponsoring this event, they sponsored an event of stuff that we covered in the past for GSPL or the Gaming Synergy Pro League. So even though that they're not sponsoring this, I still want to give them a shout out because it was really cool to partner with them. What they did was they presented awards to the winners of both the EU and NA division of the Firewall League that we were covering. So I just want to give them a big shout out. If you guys want to go to their Facebook group page, check out their stuff. They have really cool attachments. Like this isn't one of them, but like you guys know how you get these aftermarket or third party like head straps for your headset. You might also get like for me, I have these magnetic cups to go with my stock controller. They got a whole bunch of stuff like that, and one of the coolest inventions that they have is this visor. So like for anyone using the Quest, this face plate here, they actually have one with a ventilation system, which is super cool. And you don't see a lot of like third party creators of that type of stuff putting in vents into their headset. And for a game like Beat Saber or I'll even say Alvo because I sweat when I play this game. It'd be very, very useful to defog your lenses so that your vision stays clear the entire time. So if you guys want to go check out High Blocks on their Facebook group page, just let them know that Amateur Hour sent you. They got some really cool stuff. It does look like they're in an
Crispy's
FFA.
live. Yeah, and Crispy's live now.
And I'm gonna work on making sure that their perspective is nice and clean because it does look like I might have to do some cropping there. Yeah, they're in free for all at the moment.
Yep, there he goes. He's turning his do not disturb one, so he doesn't get any notifications up. That is the only bad thing about the Quest. I mean, we've talked about it time and time again. They could make it so much easier to stream, but anyways.
They really could. They really could, man. All right.
All right, looks like we have started.
It did say that they were an FFA.
Oh,
so...
FFA. Okay, maybe this is just a little warm-up round.
Rabbit, thank you so much for the 100 bits, man. What's up, Titch? You're home now? Cool, man. Cool. Hopefully you were safe while you were out there. I don't know how the weather is.
Right. It has to be cold up there.
For those who don't know, if you don't know Rabbit is he comes from we know him at least have befriended him through the Firewall community, but he has been a very strong supporter of our channel. So he's become a really good friend. We talk on occasion, and very swell, nice dude. And I love that he's here. Always good to have people returning, coming in and say hi, despite what game you might be playing or be casting. Hell, he even pops in when we do our Rocket League streams. The dude's always here to support. So we just absolutely love the community that we've grown. All right. Well, this would be actually be a good opportunity for me to work on audio balancing. So why don't we just go in, check out the gameplay?
That's a good idea.
This is not an official round, folks. This is free for all. So I think they're just testing everything here.
I think Crispy might have his audio off.
I'm getting audio through it.
Okay.
Or at least I think so. Seems like it does spike every once in a while, but
About Gabba.
But yeah, I'm not hearing anything there.
I'm not getting anything out of Gabba's stream here. Let me just.
Yeah, no, his is still blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's peaking on the bar. That's strange. So strange.
Hey, well, he might have the mic audio off.
I'm not even getting an in-game though.
Yeah. I do know that like a few of the teams were a little concerned about having their audio out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still weird because you can hear almost like the bullets. Like there you go, you can kind of hear it like it's muffled.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh boy. Well, we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Oh yeah, we can talk over that. It'll definitely be interesting to see this view. I've been interested to watch how Crispy plays because he's definitely one of those ones that will definitely give you a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I come across him a couple of times in Publix, and also have partnered with him a couple of times, intentionally or not. Sometimes you're just kind of thrown on the same team, but I don't often find him playing team-based game modes. Usually I find him in free for all, which I don't. By the way, I don't necessarily join free for all very much. So when I do, though, usually I come across King, Scorpion, or Leo. I'll come across Crispy, a Pauler. Very rarely will I ever come across Mental Man or even Black Mario, which is it's either by the grace of God or unfortunate. I'm not entirely sure which one.
Yeah, I actually got a couple rounds in with Mental and his team earlier today, and yeah, they were definitely putting it to me. I couldn't do much against them once they got them all on one team. You had Casper, Mental, Big Balls, and Daft. Yeah, once they get them all together, it's definitely hard to fight that team.
Now, one of the great things about Alvo, and this is kind of like I don't want to say going off on a tangent, but a little bit different of a subject matter in terms of like game mode and whatnot. But one thing that is really nice about Alvo is that there's a lot of accessibility options. So if you go into the settings, there are a lot of UI things that you can turn on and off. And there's a lot of blinder options. And on the PlayStation side, there's a way to adjust how your gun sits, and you can adjust the settings there. But there are a lot of accessibility options. In terms of UI, though, we could see that there are hit markers that come into play for some people. You can get the kill feed. You can have the mini map. There's a whole bunch of things you can turn on and off. Are you a person who likes to run with all that stuff on, or are you a person who likes to have your user interface completely clean of pretty much everything?
Oh, I want all that information. I want the match timer. I want the hit markers, everything.
Yeah.
The only thing I do not leave on are the little like pop up points. I take that off because that just gets in the way, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be very arcadey or a little bit more simulation. I'm a person who doesn't like having hit markers, although sometimes I do feel like they're important. But the hit markers can be nice when you're like working on your aim or you're having a really bad day and you're like, man, I just can't hit anything. I need to have those hit markers to like convince myself or confirm for myself that I've actually hit the person. You use it all too, Shell? Usually what I like to do is like to run without the hit markers on, and I almost never have the kill feed on. So I don't know why. It's not like the kill feed is ever in my vision, really. I usually have to look down to the right to even find it. But the hit markers do throw me off a little bit sometimes. So I tend to throw those, turn that bad boy off.
Yeah, what I found out, all the people that here that don't like the hit markers are usually the ones using the holographic site,
Mm.
'cause I think it gets in your way a little more with that site.
I mean, yeah, your screen is already filled up with that as it is.
What Titch asking where I'm from? I'm from Virginia. Twitch Prime. Oh yeah, Twitch Prime. I think that's no, it's Titch Prime, and it's you get subs.
Yes. All right. So it does look like they have entered the match. I think they are one person down. But so the way that this progresses, folks, is search and destroy, then hardpoint, then TDM. We will see how things play out. Carnage is streaming over on the Twitch platform, whereas the Gabba Army is streaming over on the YouTube. Okay, it does look like everybody's going to leave, and we're going to work on getting that fifth person in for Carnage. Sorry for the delay, folks. Sometimes this is how things turn out. It's just one of those things that we have to be patient with.
Draw. Yeah, they don't know what's going on. It counts.
Office shirt for the win. Someone's got an office shirt. Who's got an office shirt?
That's me.
the office shirt. Oh my god. Hey Wolf, something's written on the ceiling, huh? What? I'm easy to get, folks. I'm easy to get. I don't know if we're gonna actually get perspective from Gabba.
Oh no, we got one from Gabba right now. It's I can see his.
Okay, finally. Okay, yeah, it finally loaded up for me. What's up, Disgruntled? How's it going? Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Just trying to get this. Okay, here I'll do this.
Did PJ change his name?
So they need to. Oh, okay. So they need to know once they start, it will fix the audio. No, you're not. You're not gonna have to leave. Yep. I wish I could get in there with them. I hear them talking. They just need to start the match. They'll be able to hear each other.
Were they having issues hearing each other?
Yeah. That's one of the things that's going to be fixed. I think it already is fixed in this next patch, where you lose a little bit of audio. But it all if you leave the round or leave the match lobby and then come back, sometimes you don't have the audio until you start the game.
Gotcha.
So it's not game breaking. You just got to start the match.
All right, so I had casted my vote and who I think is going to win. I think Carnage is going to come out victorious in this matchup, but some of you had said the Gabba Army is going to come out victorious. I think this is going to be a very even match. I feel like Carnage is going to just overtake the Gabba Army in Search and Destroy and Hardpoint, but I feel like the Gabba Army is going to be more successful with Team Deathmatch. So I think Carnage is going to have a little bit more difficulties there. If you guys feel different, let me know in the chat. I did post up a poll earlier. Some of you were here for that, and there was a majority, I believe, for Carnage. I'm going to go back and I'm going to just double check on that. The results here were actually in favor of Gabba Army, 60% saying that Gabba Army is going to win this match. If you think differently, let us know in chat. Don't worry, no one will hold it against you. Darren Nasty, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. And Titch, of course, thank you, as always, for supporting your own channel. Another reminder, this is something that we don't often advertise, but we are going to work on advertising a little bit more, is You can now actually play this game for free for a limited time, like 30 minutes, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, it's 30 minutes. They wanted a little bit longer, but that's what they were allowed to do on the Quest store.
So this is specifically for Quest owners. If you were considering maybe getting this game, but you're like, man, I'm not entirely sure. I actually want to give it a try first before anything else. It's kind of like a demo, like a 30-minute demo. Capcom does that with the Resident Evil games. They did it with Village. They did it with Resident Evil 7. And here we are with Outside In, essentially doing it for the Quest side, a 30-minute trial. You can go to the store, the Oculus store, and the button should be right there if you haven't purchased the game already. So if you guys want to give it a shot, or if you know someone that is a little hesitant in picking it up, and because they either don't have the money or they're just not sure if it's worth the money, which by the way it is, you can absolutely go to the store, give it a 30-minute trial, and see where you land, what your impressions and opinions are on the matter. Great game, great opportunity. It's something totally worth getting into. Because the game is always being updated. So
100%. And you also have on the Quest, if you think you're going to like it after those 30 minutes, I mean, it's not the end of the world because Quest still has the 2-hour refund policy.
Yep. All right, looks like
if you spend hours, you're not going to be refunding it though. So
yeah, 100%. It looks like we are waiting on one more person, I believe, right?
yes, it looks like we are waiting on the last one from Gabba's team. Who was that? Let me look on the roster. Looks like we are missing Is it Slevy? Is Slevy there?
Schlevy is not here.
Yeah, that's who we're waiting on. Yeah, we're waiting on Slevy.
So if you guys noticed, no, this is not coincidence. Yes, my Raise Energy shirt and my Raise Energy drink. I'm not a huge fan of pina colada, but I've been digging this one. We have an affiliate program with Rep Sports for the Raise Energy beverages. If you guys are interested in checking that out, go to repsports.com. Go to the Raise Energy section of the website. Of course, you could search their entire store if you want, but we do have a promo code AHC at checkout for 15% off your entire purchase. It comes in a variety of flavors. I'm a huge advocate for this. I wouldn't advertise a product that I don't like myself. Voodoo is my favorite, but there's also flavors like Baja Lime. You got your standard grape, orange, stuff like that, and then you get these other crazy flavors. But I've had every single one of them, and I love every single one of them, and I advocate for it. It is U.S. only. I did actually talk to a representative there because I had questions about one of their products. And they are looking to push out about mid time this year, like maybe summer into the fall, to try to start pushing international sales. So if you guys are interested in checking it out, go to repsports.com at checkout, type in AHC for 15% off. You can't go wrong. No artificial flavors, no artificial coloring. It's all energy boosting stuff. It's a good supplement to Bang or Red Bull or Monster, which tends to, prices with inflation, man, prices are just always going up. So check it out. I strongly advocate it. It does look like we got everybody in chat, or everybody in lobby. So we are getting ready to get started.
We got all green. They should be ready. Yep.
And again, it is search and destroy to start. And it looks like we're going to be starting on Town. Oh, boy.
Oh, I love Town, Search and Destroy. It's a nice small map. It's a classic. There's so many good spots to hold. Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Both teams have played it a lot.
I will say my favorite for Search and Destroy. Are people leaving now? Are they actively leaving? Or are they loading in? I hope they're loading in.
I think they're going to be loading in, most likely. Yeah, I hope they're not like leaving because of audio, because they will get it back.
The maps that I do prefer for Search and Destroy: Town, Industrial, Dojo. Those are my preferred maps for Search and Destroy. My absolute favorites. Monastery is getting up there as one of them, especially with a new extension to the map. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, Town, Industrial, and Dojo are my 3 top search and destroy maps. I'm curious to know what some of yours is.
For S&D, oh, there it still is desert. You know, desert's one of my favorite on S&D. I'm starting to industrial starting to grow on me a little bit too. You know, but it's always good to have a nice little small map too every now and then. What's the one I was just playing? I believe it was Retreat. That's a nice one. You know, lots of bomb plant places. I mean, but it is kind of tricky because you can get into that situation where they can just rush you and wipe your whole team out in you know, within a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that happens with Dojo a lot. Dojo, like particularly if you got the spawn at the Jeep side, and then the other team gets a spawn at the Dojo side. You guys cross midfield. If you're not paying attention, you can get caught in the crossover. So it can get pretty nasty. But if you're aware of that, you can change your play style based on that knowledge. What's up, Neil Mac?
So it looks like they're doing a restart, and then they're going to get back in. Yeah, there they go. Gabba's confirming just resetting room.
Okay. We got let's see. We got Puddles in here saying desert on S&D and industrial. Industrial, it's like with the ability to now see through the fences, that being all cleared up, man. Like industrial is it feels like a whole new map. It's like my favorite one. One of my favorite ones. It's such a versatile map. And we always say that desert is the largest, and I believe that desert still is the largest. I don't have the exact numbers around it, but I'm pretty certain it's still the largest. But industrial, I mean, it's up there too. And
It's
a
a pretty
lot of
big
square
map.
space.
Yeah.
What's up, gamer girl? Yo, I see you streaming all the time. You were up in Alvo not that long ago. Yeah, always seeing you streaming. Always good to watch you.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Loading in, search and destroy. On
What do you think they're
Town.
going to do, Wolf? What do you think? Do you think they're going to go for a rush, or are they going to play conservative?
That's one thing I really don't know. I think the Gabba army, I think they're going to play a little bit more conservative. I think Carnage is going to play the same. They're going to play the first couple of rounds, since it's like the first to 6. The first couple of rounds for both teams are going to be a little conservative. They're going to feel each other out, figure out what the pacing is like for each team. And really, the confidence and like their decision to rush a point is going to change based on their performance. Who's going to win the shootout? If Carnage comes out swinging and they're winning the gunfights, absolutely, I think they're going to start bum rushing the sites, whether they're on attack or defense, and they're going to get to the bomb sites and they're going to try to lay Gabba army out. But I think the Gabba army is going to do. I think they're going to be more consistent. So despite the performance difference between the two, I think Gabba army is going to remain consistent in their approach every single time. Right out of the bat, oh my gosh, Schlevy takes out Crispy there in the tunnels.
You got to watch Slevy. He is definitely a killer. I'd like to see Slevy a little bit. I think he's going to definitely rack up some numbers tonight.
One's out by the 10.
Slice kills Gabba.
3 inside.
As the Gabba army is on defense, does look like they're trying to push the market.
In the market. Alright, good shot. On the bomb. There's one.
Bomb has been planted on B.
We still got 2 left from Carnage.
He's looking for you.
And Leaf and
Leo and
all right, Galaxy, we got one on the trash can.
with J Designer. Oof.
I saying like Leaf and Galaxy looked like they were out there split up a little bit. You know, when your numbers start dwindling, you really got to regroup, get back together. You know, you're going to be stronger numbers, especially if you're in a double fire. Like, got to play a little bit differently. Got to play a little bit more conservative. But we'll see on their second attempt here on defense. Splitting up is always a good idea, going A and B site, get the intel, and then rotate to the estimated, or I should say predicted push. It does look like they're going to go to B site. down at
We
Market.
got one down.
This isn't always a
Got
hard
two
one
down coming from
to
Market.
plant on because you can get those the ambulance covered, and then you can get down in that tunnel and get the the back Market covered, and it's hard for a team to push in there. But it does not look like they did that right out the gate. But Gabba's got a nice beat on this tunnel now. That's looking a lot better now.
Coming through there.
His position's a little concerning though. He is at the Main
He's
Street
a little
long.
exposed. Yeah, he's a little exposed.
tunnel,
Anybody
yeah.
could come around and double
One's
back
coming
from the Market and go the fountain and take him out very easily. I think he's starting to realize that a little bit.
Does anyone know where he's at? Do we have anybody that can?
Yeah, I'm
on
looking,
cameras.
I'm dead.
Okay.
Turn up the game audio for y'all just a little bit.
Market. There were B.
Market?
Be.
Now I don't know
Yeah,
what
just
perks
Okay.
everybody's running,
Come up here,
but
try to get
I will say
towards the
quite the
fountain.
majority
That's
do
where
run
the shooter
either
should go,
Flak Jacket
and then
and Ninja,
tunnel entrance,
or
and
some variation. They might have one of those
you guys
two
could
mixed with
talk
something
to
else.
each other.
But if they are running Ninja, you're not going to hear the footsteps. So your head's going to have to be on a swivel as Gabba is now checking the fountain area.
I'm gonna move up.
See if he can pick anyone off and across
Behind the
coming
corner,
towards the tunnel.
She's, behind the counter. The
behind the counter.
Market building. Yeah.
Okay.
Watch out, Gabba.
Gonna peek around. I don't know if anyone's on his 6, but he is taking a risk
He goes
here.
the west side of tunnel. Let me know.
It does
Gabba's
look like
right
oof, they got him.
Yeah, you could.
Nice. All right.
All right, 1-1.
All
First
right,
to 6.
1-1.
First 3 rounds are going to be Gabba Army on defense after those 3 rounds. So after this next one, they will switch over to the attack, and we'll see how they play that way. Yeah, so far looking pretty even.
I will say though that Carnage definitely has an advantage getting that first attack. That's always the hardest one to get.
Now Carnage very aggressively decided to push towards the Mark bomb site. There is a bit of a trade there taking place. Crispy is holding the tunnel.
It's a smart play. You don't need to rush out and get shot yet. They still got a lot of time left in this round.
Slice gets another elimination. As the numbers of Gabba Army start dwindling, here comes Crispy making his drive towards the B site. Doesn't look like the bomb has been dropped. He goes for the plant, and it doesn't even need to. They get the final elimination and get the win here. They are now up 1 point. Now roles are going to switch. Gabba Army on the offense with Carnage on the defense. And then, interestingly enough, like I was kind of predicting, the Gabba Army is going to stay consistent in their approach. They're going to maintain a slower pace, whereas Carnage, they went very aggressive that time. They wanted to get to that bomb site fairly quickly.
Going A.
Let's see what Gabba can do.
I'm gonna go back. Museum.
Push an ambulance. Looks like got a nice little fight with Crispy.
He's in the.
Yeah, this is a very hard way to go. At this point, I would maybe pull off or have another teammate come and sneak around the back of him and try to flank him.
Yeah, right there, Gabba was he was, as some might say, egoing it. He was he was injured a little bit and still tried to peek and get those shots off. Didn't really work out in his favor. And Carnage on defense, they get a defensive win. They are now up 2 in this matchup on S&D. Looking good on defense, man. Looking good on defense. I agree with you in that situation. Gabba probably best if he pulled off, looped back around towards the zigzag area. Maybe regroup with his team, come up with a different strategy. He did get a nice elimination on Crispy initially, but it didn't really work out in the end.
He had a nice little plan if he could have had one of his teammates working coordination with him and run around and get behind them while he was distracting them from the front.
It's at the stairs.
But like you said, he was just too red to be the meat shield at that time.
Slice there, getting a couple eliminations in the tunnel, and he has now full control of the bomb.
West side.
We still have 4 left on
One's in the center, Shelby.
on Carnage, and who do we have left on
Shelby
We
to your
got
left.
Levy and Galaxy, I
All right,
believe.
Galaxy, you're
And
coming
they
up
are
with
split.
Anybody right there?
That's a deadly
When
combo.
you say my left,
Never
are you
count
talking, like,
Slevy out.
museum way?
They're at the fountain. So
As
Galaxy,
long as
you can
as long
pick
as
that
they can
up.
get him good call outs. All right, look, we got 2 left
All
on
right.
them now.
You can,
Slevy
enter
slowly
the-
knocking
come
it
to B.
down.
Come this way. There you go.
If Galaxy
Go
and
take the
Slevy
first
can
door
work
in.
this right, but it's still Leo and King Scorpion. That's a husband-wife team, and they work. Ooh, got him.
Galaxy did get the bomb. She was pressed for time, and she had to try to get on the bomb site, but that haste resulted in her elimination.
All right.
Fortunately, Gabba Army not able to pull that one out. But, hey, man, good effort. Good effort. They were able to dwindle down the Carnage team to 2.
They're not out yet. They can still pull it back. I mean, they can tighten up and make some adjustments and still come back from this. Although it is not looking very good. Their back is definitely against the wall.
Couple of trades thus far. Slice, though,
That
getting 2 more eliminations, and there's Crispy picking up the last one, and now they are on match point, 5-1. Gabba's Army, struggling a little bit here in Search and Destroy.
All right, who's it?
Now, defense, I would have to say,
I'll go A.
is the position that you hope to get the most wins out of, right? Attack, you're not always guaranteed, unless you're really good with gunfight. But as we're seeing here, Gabba Army is getting chopped down one by one.
running out too soon. They need to move a little slower.
A. Crispy's running to A.
2 eliminations on each team, though. They're trying to hold Greenhall. Gets a couple of shots off. Crispy able to finish that one up, and it looks like Carnage is going to take win number 1 here on town for Search and Destroy. But next, what we're going to have is Hardpoint. But yeah, Carnage, man. Carnage looking good on Search and Destroy.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I know that is definitely one of Gabba team's weaker modes for sure. You know, Slevy, Gabba, all of them are, mainly free for all players. So you're going to see them do a lot better, I feel like. Definitely in team deathmatch. And like you said, Hardpoint, it's such a toss-up with Hardpoint. It can go either way.
Yeah, the sheer difference in Hardpoint is like, one, you get the benefit of respawns, right? So, you get dropped. It's not one and done. You don't have to worry about necessarily giving comms from the death screen. So you've got the respawns, but at the same time, it's not all about kills. It's about holding the point and getting the most points. You could have the least amount of kills overall for a team in comparison to your opponent, but you could still hold the location better and get the victory. So, all right, Titch. So we'll see how this plays out. But with how Carnage played in terms of their teamwork there for Search and Destroy, it seems like their communication and overall team performance was outperformed Gabba Army. We'll see if that actually carries over here.
But I'll jump in when I need to.
Yeah, if you're in, just call out.
Right.
Yeah, now I do know with the Gabba Army, you don't see those guys practicing as much together because they are in a little bit different time zones. So it's definitely I think that is working against them here. But it is the first match of the season for them, and they still have plenty of seasons to go to get this working.
First, Hardpoint spawn is right there in the chapel, right in the middle of the map. And this is definitely in favor of Carnage right now. They were able to get on the site rather quickly. But here goes Gabba dropping a couple, retakes. Now has control of the Hardpoint. He is blistering red though. He's going to really have to depend on his team to provide some cover. And Gabba Army maintaining control of Hardpoint here. I might be opening my mouth and inserting my foot.
It's looking like maybe Gabba Army might have something here on Hardpoint. They needed a warm-up round. That was all their S&D rounds were just a little warm-up for them. I think they're starting to fire on all cylinders now.
Now, like what we often talk about in terms of strategy for Hardpoint, you don't necessarily want to pile up on the point itself as a team. You want maybe one or 2 people on the point max, and everybody else filtering around the outskirts, making sure they keep the other team off of the point, catching them off before they even get close. And that's the whole point of hardpoint. You want to keep everybody as far away from the POI as possible. And if you're the team that is better at doing that, you're going to come out with an easy victory. Right now, Carnage is I mean, they've overtaken this spot and barely have let go of it. Just now, Gabba Army is contesting, and they do have some control, but running out of time, not capturing enough. Point has rotated. What's going on, Dippy?
Back in church.
Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you just for popping in and saying hi. It means a lot.
Sorry, you gotta be at work.
Jesus Christ.
All right, we can see Gabba Army with 25 points. Can't quite see what Carnage has.
Coming
But
in, they're back. To the
there's 68. 68 to 25. Does look like Carnage has a pretty significant lead here.
Nice, promote.
Part 2 working from home.
Well,
Yeah, even a Gabba Army can contest this a little bit and you know, keep the points from growing for Carnage. They could swing this back around, but
they're going to need to start doing something very soon, because the bigger that lead gets, the harder it's going to be to come back, because they can just point you to death. They can get a couple points here and there and beat you just based on that.
yeah, one thing to also keep in mind, probably a good strategy you might want to employ yourself, is as the clock starts ticking down on that hard point, you want to be that team who is swinging first to a possible new one. Now, this is random, and you don't know where the hard point is going to move next, but you might want to space some of your teammates out to get ready to hop on that point first. You don't necessarily you want maybe one person to stay on point, gather the last amount of time, the last bits of time on that point, and make sure you have a teammate who's swung out and able to capture the next point when it pops up.
Definitely spread out towards the starts getting down. About 10 seconds, that's when we start spreading out on our team. This is a hard one, but it definitely, with this new little ramp coming in the back, it has made it a lot easier than what it used to be, because you used to only have about 2 to 3 points, and they were all usually very heavily guarded. People in the corners, you know, people behind boxes. So this point is definitely hard to take. But you know, they need to get some grenades down that hatch before they drop in like that. You just don't want to just drop in blind. Usually, a tactic I use is I'll throw a grenade down there, and hopefully it'll hit somebody. It's usually not going to kill them, because most people run flak. Flak jacket, which will let you take at least one grenade, but at least let you see some hit markers. You'll see those red markers, so you'll have an idea where you need to fire when you fall down that hole.
You know, Gabba just blitzed that location like freaking Tony Montana and Scarface. I mean, he just was sweeping the objective. Got a couple eliminations. They get dropped, but man, oh man, credit where credit's due. That was pretty impressive.
Where we at on score? Can't quite see.
I believe that Gabba's around 40. But I'm pretty certain Carnage is closing in on 100 here.
Now, it's still, we haven't seen it yet this season, but I want to see a match that we don't get to the end of the points. I want to see a match that we run out of time.
That would be nice.
Hardpoint does have a time limit on it, believe it or not. You don't just keep going around collecting until you get to 200 points. It's whoever is first to 200 or has the most points at the end of, I believe, 8 minutes.
Well, the score currently is Carnage 174 and Gabba Army 47. So this is a big.
This is do or die time. Yeah, this is do or die time for Gabba Army.
I'm out.
If they cannot hold this point, it's not looking very good at all.
They are getting pretty decent retakes. One of the challenges that they're facing, this is probably the biggest, the greatest challenge for a Gabba army is that they can't hold the point. So they get really good retakes, but as soon as they actually take the point, they can't hold it for much more than a few seconds. So holding the hard point itself seems to be their biggest issue up against Carnage.
Oh yeah, because Carnage is good. They're used to rushing the point as a team. So it's not like, you got 1 or 2 people coming at you once you take the point. You got their whole freaking team coming at you.
Another one.
Yeah, but y'all need this point, guys. Come on.
5 seconds left. Looks like Carnage is going to take it.
Going to take this one, yep.
And by shirt.
There it is.
Yeah.
Round number 2 coming to an end. Carnage now up 2 wins to Gabba's 0. Yeah, man, this is kind of how I had originally predicted it kind of turning out to be. Carnage winning S&D and Hardpoint. But this is where I think things are going to change. I think in Team Deathmatch, the Gabba army, they're going to come out swinging, and I think they're going to get the victory here. Based on Carnage's performance, though, I think it's going to prove a little bit more difficult than maybe I was thinking before. But I still think Gabba army is going to come out victorious. It's going to be very close, though. Dippy says, I like to throw a grenade over the new stairs from the tunnel entrance and then cut through tunnel and come out to the outside barrels. That's a very good strategy, is to lob a grenade into, like, for example, there are sometimes when I'm in an engagement in, let's say, town, for example, and I'm at the ambulance. If I'm not seeing anyone over at Wellside necessarily, but I know that's where people have been coming from, maybe I had an engagement, perhaps they pulled off, I'll throw a grenade over towards well site, and then I'll check police cars in long, and then refocus back on the well and check my sides, knowing that grenade is at least a bit of a deterrent. But here we are in retreat for our TDM for the first half. How many rounds do they play? So we are playing 3 game modes. So it's going to be search and destroy, hardpoint, then TDM for the first half. In the second half, it's going to play out the same. We're going to have another round of search and destroy, hardpoint, and TDM. The reason we do this is so that teams can play on both servers if they have players who are over in the EU and also the NA side.
There's one running to the cafe.
Trying to make it a little fair across for every single player.
100%. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Sometimes you have a mix of players that it would be beneficial to play on the US server, but it's not required that you switch servers. It's up to each team to make that call on which server they want to play on.
Oh, going for that. Oh, no.
Leo got him.
I'm red.
Oop, but Leo herself gets taken out.
Spa, 2 coming out
I was going to say, he still did some damage there, just unfortunately not enough.
Just not enough. Yep, definitely. I think she got him with the bayonet, too.
That thing is so deadly, man. Oh, my God, the number of times I get stabbed. This is why camping exists, folks.
Oh, you got to have that bayonet, because, some of these players you're playing with in these leagues, you're going to get a headshot, they're going to get a headshot, and sometimes if you get that bayonet too, the kill's going to go to you because you just got just a little bit more damage than them.
Yeah, it's funny. I have never run with the bayonet.
Oh, really?
Color me crazy.
You gotta try it, dude. It's you run around, and a lot of times, like, you'll come around the corner, and you just happen to, just get lucky into those headshots or head stabs, whatever you want to call them. It definitely is a nice little addition to your rifle.
Crispy running and busting through the cafe, getting multiple eliminations, one nice grenade throw, and following that up with a couple of nice shots as well. Stacking to Carnage's points here. Looks like 25 to, I didn't quite catch the other one, but Carnage currently with 27 points now to 25 by Gabba Army. This is close.
Definitely going close, just like you predicted. I think you got a lot of free-for-all players on Gabba's team, and they're good at racking up kills.
And that's a good strategy, Dippy. Is using grenades and other utility, like even like Molotovs and grenades and sticky grenades, right? That stuff can bring up the chevron, the hit marker over your opponent, kind of giving you an indication if they're there. Of course, if let's say on Monastery you do get one of those hit markers and you get that chevron over their head, you still don't know the entire body count in that location, so you still have to tread carefully. But yeah, definitely good tip for anyone you know who wants to use their utility a little differently.
100%. This is kind of going very similar to was it Tuesday's matches, or Tuesday's match, or Mondays against Devil Spit and the Murdaws. Looks like Gabba's army is kind of playing very similar to them. You know, had a rocky start, but are starting to kind of turn things around.
Thank you, Dippy, so much. Hopefully work goes by fast. But thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you being here.
I bet that has to be torture, Dippy. Like, you know, you're at home, but you're at work. So I don't know how you do it.
I don't either. Little Dinko, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Thank you for tuning in. And Carnage, I mean, the Crispy, we only got the two perspectives. In the future, we'll likely have, a spectator cam, but Crispy is leading his team right now. And it's very clear he is out for blood. The amount of damage he is doing, running, shooting, getting those grenades off. I mean, like, doing absolutely incredible work. And is he stuck? No, he's just hiding behind the door. Blind firing.
Yes, he's using that door to his advantage. He's hiding behind the glass. You got a nice view. They can't hit you, but you can pull your gun around the side of it.
It is not very often I see anyone blind firing around a corner, but that is a great example of blind fire right there. Beautiful.
It's smart. It's in VR. I mean, you can't do this in a flat game. You can't do this in Call of Duty. Reach your hand around the corner, but you can in VR. You can in real life. So it's definitely really cool. People just kind of forget that. Ooh, got him in the laundry room.
Yeah, got him while he was folding his pants, man. Gotta hate that.
Carnage is doing a very good job of holding down the laundry room and those lockers in the spa area. That's a very good strategy. Because you either hold that side or you hold the balconies and the weight room. And I'm going to say, I think you have a better shot if you hold that locker room in the spa area. There's just a lot more angles. You have that glass door to hide behind. The laundry room, you can pop in and out, see people in the cafe, see them come from reception. So they've definitely, if they can get back on that side, that's a good place for them to hang out at.
Grenades flying in the face of Crispy, able to dodge it. Here he goes, getting a stab on his opponent, but seeing red himself. Leaf taking out Crispy following that awesome engagement. Again, Crispy really putting in a lot of work. Of course, his teammates following suit. So many points have stacked up here in this team deathmatch matchup against Gabba's army. They still do have the lead, I believe. Just also keep in mind that both teams have access to their kill streaks. We haven't really seen any of those go out. We haven't seen any turret placements or dogs being used or drones or RC cars, but they are available to use. Right now it's 84-70 with Carnage in the lead by 14.
Yeah, that definitely shows you how close these games are. It's not a lot of people are getting long kill streaks here. They're not staying alive for long. They're getting 2 or 3 kills maybe, and most of them, I would say, are probably either using radar or they're going to be using the health, which we won't see. But definitely that means that you're getting maybe 3 to 4 kills and dying, 3 to 4 kills and dying, because these aren't low scores. We're up in the 20s for most of the people on the top.
Put out soup, Dippy.
See the score. Come on, guys. I'm gonna have to start telling these guys, hey, every so often, just kind of stare at the score.
Yeah. Well, Carnage has 101, that's for sure. I mean, they're getting up there. They're already in the triple digits. This might spell disaster here for Gabba Army unless they can come back. No soup for you. (107-83). Carnage with a pretty decent lead here. I don't know if Crispy heard us, and maybe that's why he did it. But with 10 seconds left on the clock, it's not looking good for Gabba Army, and they are going to fall to Carnage on TDM as well. But a very valiant effort and much closer game, I would say, than the other game modes. And that's going to close at the first half of this matchup. Carnage with an astounding lead right now, 3-0.
I'd be interested to see if we do a server change. What server? I wonder what we were playing on there. Who had first pick this time? Let me look at the.
And that could be a critical factor. That is a very good point to mention. Is that based on the server, the performance per team could be different. You know, it does look like they're going to do a server change. They're going to make a new lobby. So who knows? Maybe this could be the turning of the tide for Gabba Army. What I am going to do is I'm going to put up a new poll, though. And if you guys want to participate, it is anonymous. No one will know who you casted for, who you casted your vote for. But I'm going to put up a new poll for all of you. Will Gabba Army come back? Yay or nay? I'm only going to leave it up for like 3 minutes, ladies and gents. So be sure to cast your vote. It's going to show up right above the chat. You just hit that little arrow, drop it down. You get one vote. You can't change your vote. So make it count. Do you think the Gabba Army will come back? Based on the performance that you've seen in the first half, Carnage is looking stellar. But with this server change, can Gabba Army come back?
They're going to you. I'm telling you, I'm going to call this one. I think you're going to see a very different second half, Wolf. You know, that EU server change is definitely going to work to their advantage. You know, you got Crispy and all them out there. They're all US based. I think we're going to see a very different second half.
Well, votes are coming in right now. It's 50-50. And now it's shifted. We got 57% of you saying yes, Gabba Army will come back. You guys got another about 2.5 minutes left on the clock. If you want to cast your vote, make sure it counts though. And if you have an opinion as to why you're casting your vote a certain way, if you don't care about what people think, go ahead and let us know in chat why you think they're either gonna come back or Carnage is gonna continue to maintain their lead. Personally, I think we're going to see the Gabba Army perform better. I still think Carnage is going to take it, though. Hopefully, they don't become out of the first half overly confident, though, because that could be the demise of any team. I've seen so much competition since 2019 in VR, and when you get on that roll and you're feeling good as a team, you start playing a little bit more loose, a little bit more like, I don't want to say cocky, but it's along those lines. You enter the later match with some overconfidence. If Carnage can continue the playstyle that they have, that they did in the first half, going into the second half, and continue to take Gabba Army seriously and bring their A game, I think they're going to take this 6-0. Vicky, thank you so much for the 100. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, definitely. Then what we got? Can someone kind of explain the difference between the server? Yeah, Chell. So, you know, if you have a mix of players, you know, sometimes it'll be more beneficial if, like, say you have more US players on a team. It may be more beneficial for you to play on the US server because you're going to have a better ping to the server. But at the same time, sometimes it works in your favor to play on the UK server. I've seen players from the US do very well on the UK server, but then they'll get on later and not do as well. They'll lose a lot more fights. But you know, as you saw in our stream the other day, we didn't change servers at all. It didn't have really any effect on us at all. I mean, we had US guys, and we were still having good fights. You know, the grandpas, you know, were having decent fights with us, I believe, and yeah, it was pretty fair.
Yeah. The server thing was a consideration for the ping. You know, that everybody's going to experience. It doesn't matter where you are. Hell, I'm in the US, and sometimes on the US servers I still have terrible ping because my internet fucking sucks,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, you should hear him. He just he goes off. He's ballistic.
I get so pissed off, man, and it's no one's fault. It's literally just my internet is trash. and I need to get better internet. That's what it comes down to.
It's just physics, man. It's physics. Data can only go through a wire at a certain rate, and if you're closer than I am, it's not gonna. You know what I mean?
Well, the crazy thing is that so my studio is downstairs. I'm in my basement. The half of my basement is finished, so it's like an entire apartment down here, minus a bed. You could throw a bed in here if you want to, and then the other half is unfinished. That's where my gym is and my laundry is, and then upstairs in my living room is where my modem is. I have a 100-foot cable that connects my modem to my router, and literally, here's my monitor. I'm touching my monitor right now. Right behind that is my router. And my internet still fucking sucks. I could be hugging my router and I would still have bad performance, man. It is what it is. But man, when I'm on and my connection's good, I'm going.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Maybe that's why Gemini is always playing so late. Yeah, maybe because when the server switches later in the day to US.
I mean, that's always my advice to her, because I mean, she'll come in and she'll play in the UK server, and she'll be getting smashed a little bit. But as I've told her, the later you stay, you get on the US server, the later in the night gets, the more people that are in your area that are playing, and the better pings, the better fights you're gonna have.
All right, going into the second half, baby. Let's go. Starting off with Search and Destroy, and it looks like we're going to be on Dojo. What are the cautions here? What are some of the talking points? What do you think about Dojo and Search and Destroy?
I'm going to tell you, it's a good one to play, but they got to watch that long street there with the white van with the balconies overlooking. It's real easy to either pick off from the Alvo Jeep or get picked off from the Alvo Jeep. Either side, you gotta cross that alley very quickly. You don't want to stand out there and leave yourself hanging out, or they're going to kill you.
Dinko asking what a bit is. If you're wondering what a bit is here on Twitch, a bit is like a donation. So like for every bit you gotta pay for bits. So there's no like direct donation unless there's a donation link. But a bit is something that people pay for and then give to the streamer. So we get a portion of that. So anyone who does donate a bit, that's money towards us, and it's greatly appreciated. But it's it's unnecessary. You guys don't have to, but it is absolutely appreciated. What's up, BB? How's it going?
Center.
There we got Gabba Army, I believe, on the offense here. They are going to push towards Ace, or at least from Gabba's perspective, we can see pushing towards the Ace site. They're going to try to hunker down here.
B is definitely a hard one to plant on. You can definitely get to B and plant on B, but usually you got to rush it. That was a nice little move.
They're coming now.
I was just going to say, he starts the plant, but catches someone off in the corner of his eye, gets the elimination, does get the plant off, gets 2 eliminations for all of his efforts, only 1 member left.
One's coming
Come on,
around
PJ, you got to get there, buddy.
Holy crap, Dinko. 500 bits. Thank you so much. Jeez Louise. Don't feel like I'm deserving of that, or we're deserving of that, but appreciate it so much.
That happen lots, where you shoot them while they're defusing it and you still lose.
All right, Carnage taking round number 1 here. Again, Gabba Army's going to start off on the offense, and they're going to have another chance at this. And this is exactly what you were talking about. You spend too much time at the Jeep, you're going to get tagged. It's a little bit easier to see from the bamboo wall to the Jeep than the Jeep to the bamboo wall.
But you do have that little bit of elevation here. You got the white van for the other side. That's a good spot to get to keep from getting shot. But definitely you don't want to do it. It's not really a good position for either player.
Yeah, I want to give credit to Crispy. That positioning up on that wall, most people don't think about looking there, but you can either use your teammates to jump on to get up to that wall, or you could even just jump up there yourself and get into a nice position. It was beautiful positioning. Unfortunately, he was taken out. Leo,
now that the balcony up there is a really good spot as well. Leo's the last one. We're gonna have to see Gabba. Can they take her out? She's deadly though. You got to watch her. I've seen her wipe a whole team before.
Yeah, but you gotta. I don't see anyone armed.
No, they are defending, correct?
No, Gabba Army is attacking. Gabba gets taken out by Leo. They do get the plant off, though. So now it's PJ versus Leo. And PJ gets the win. Final elimination. Tie things up here, 1-1. And now Gabba Army with one more attempt
I'm Gabba.
at the offense. What's up, Strict 9? How's it going, dude?
All right, Leaf, it's yours,
Welcome,
right?
welcome.
Yep, if I could find it. Where the fuck did it go?
Jeez, Dinko. Holy cow.
There.
Crazy.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, man. Means so much.
Okay, I'm going back there, I guess.
All right, so we see Gabba Army. They split up here a little bit. But it does look like ultimately you're going to try to drive towards the A site.
Oh shit, here comes one. He's behind you. Coming around. Behind him? Behind Gabba?
That's definitely
he's
smart
coming
because
around.
B is a hard one to get into. You know, you can get up at B and
There's
have
one up
flak
ahead,
jacket
too, I
and
think.
cover those stairs, and it's a hard nut to crack. A's a little bit easier, but you just gotta be careful because you know there's lots of little hidey holes like you saw Crispy getting up in the corner. You know, you got the 2 balconies right above the bomb site. So it's definitely a hard one to get into there as well. So it definitely makes it pretty fair, and it gives you a really nice advantage as a defender.
Now, Gabba's Army, they did have a decent push and a great engagement there at the double doors, but they did drop the bomb. They finally did pick it back up, but both bomb sites covered very, very well by Carnage here.
Crispy's got a nice little view there. I see he's got a beat on somebody at the white van.
Yeah, by Dojo.
That dojo, yeah.
Yeah, he's crawling through.
This is where he needs to not get a little too hasty and move out too fast. He
I
really
see
doesn't
him.
have to move
He's
here. He
right
can just
around the
sit and
corner,
chill. He's got a
PJ,
nice
he
good
just jumped
spot.
out, but he's
Oh,
too
yeah,
big.
And I
he's
believe
coming
he's
down.
got somebody
He's jumping up
that's
top
giving him
third
some
thing.
nice cover.
Trying to get above you, PJ. Yeah,
Don't-
he's gonna be
okay.
above you. He's above you. He's right above you.
He's
Right
above you.
Gabba tries to
Right
push
above
up
you.
towards the B
He's
site.
gonna peek over real soon.
Does get eliminated for his efforts.
Time is running out.
Minute left on the clock. Gabba's Army really got to make move here. Try to go for the plant. They could go for the elimination to get the win. But there it is. It looks like Carnage takes another win, and now we're going to flip-flop sides, and now Gabba's Army is going to be on defense. See how Carnage decide to approach this one. Are they going to go towards... are they going to try to push towards the double doors, or are they going to go towards Dojo's side? Either way, this is going to be rather difficult as Gabba's Army is already getting posted up.
Yeah, now Gabba and them they did get their one attack. That's always key. If you can get at least one attack, one bomb plant going, you have a good shot to keep it going. Because defending is always easier. If they can hold these off, they got a real nice shot of taking this one. But if Crispy and their team get this one, it's not going to be looking too good for the Gabba Army.
A little bit of a trade there at the tunnel. Bomb got dropped.
Yep.
Oof. Now Carnage is gonna have to approach this carefully because they don't know where that person is up in the apartment office here. Crispy does want to make his way up.
Okay, he's got a little backup now.
See if they can get a flash, maybe.
Smart.
Not necessary as Leo goes in and takes out PJ. So for those who are curious, like that seems like it's the only route up there, right? But you could technically climb to that office space and get a different angle. You will need 2 people up on that initial roof on the restaurant, but it is possible to climb up to that apartment space from near Dojo. It's just going to take a little extra work, a little bit of teamwork to make that happen.
Down. One at scaffold and one opposite side of A. On your right.
Telling you, Crispy's a killer.
4 of them are there.
Shlevy's the last member alive on Gabba Army against 5. I mean, this is...
They are planting. They are posted up. Oof, this is not looking good.
Shlevy does take one out. Slice has been eliminated, but now everybody's posted up on A site.
Yep.
And this is going to be very, very difficult for Shlevy to make something happen because not only does he have to get the eliminations, but he also has to get the defuse, and that's just not going to happen. Carnage now up 3 points. This is going to be their last attempt on offense before they flip again. Oof. It's not laggy. particularly. It's just the stream is jumpy. That unfortunately what happens sometimes with the stream.
That and its phones. You're talking
They're
about
all- two of them
streaming
coming
to a
in,
phone.
One's going up to the balcony.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Gabba does get caught in the cross there. He's just kind of standing at the end of the tunnel though, so it's a bit of an easy target. I mean, they're holding down A site here. The positioning of the bomb sites here is really in favor of Carnage. It's going to be relatively easy to hold this because I mean, they got the plant here. I mean, it's really going to take little effort for them to get the win. As I say that, they get it. They are now match point. Gabba's army and a flop to defense or offense here. They have to get this win, and they have to get this win, and they got to carry that momentum. I don't know what they got to do differently, but whatever it is, they're going to have to do it now.
Oh, 100%. You know, this is just kind of going back to what I've been telling a lot of people in the lobbies, though. You know, Carnage is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, and I think they're really a dark horse. You know, everybody's definitely talking about my squad, the 101s, and talking about Trauma, but you know, I think they need to start talking about Carnage because they are definitely a contender.
You knew I was there.
It's a 3 against 2. Carnage with Crispy, Leo, and J Design still alive. Galaxy and Schlevy up for Gabba Army.
That's where he is. That's how he killed him.
He's up on top of the tree.
How many are alive?
They have 3.
And there goes Schlevy. Galaxy, a surviving member, 1v3. See if she can get a couple eliminations here. If not, valiant effort for Gabba Army, but it will be going in favor of Carnage, and I'll be honest, I don't see that happening, and Gabba gets dropped, and there it is. Carnage taking another win, increasing their lead to 4, so they have effectively won this competition, or at least this matchup tonight. That doesn't mean that Gabba's army cannot get a couple of wins under the belt. They have another hard point and another team deathmatch, and their performance looked pretty good there overall, but again, just coming up short. What can they do differently here? What are they going to have to adjust in terms of their gameplay going into hardpoint?
They're going to have to pick a map that works for them. You know, personally, I'd pick it looks like they're going desert, I hope. They want something bigger, especially if they're having any type of issues with ping. They want something bigger to even it out. You know, Diver always tells everybody this: if you're having a problem, pick a bigger map. You'll even out stuff because you'll see them coming from a long ways away. You play these little short, small maps. You know, the advantage always usually goes to the runner. You know, the ones moving the fastest, those are the ones that are going to get the most kills. So if they can put some distance in between them and the other team, I think they're going to have a better shot. You know, you got desert. I think that's a very strong map for Gabba. He runs with that AK, and the AK is definitely a beast on desert.
Yeah, opening up the play space can be beneficial, especially if you get a little claustrophobic. Maybe your team doesn't really run and gun very well in those smaller maps. I'll be honest, even with the extension to Monastery, it is still the hardest map for me to get victories on, whether it's free-for-all or even team deathmatch. I still struggle with it for reasons unknown. But give me desert any day. I know exactly where I need to go, how I need to play it. Give me a little bit of space, I'll take you. But I agree. We'll see if Gabba Army can pull this one out with a little bit more space to breathe and maybe get better positioning. Now, verticality in this particular map is so critical, especially with hardpoint. Now, there's so many buildings here down in the town section that you could get for a much better angle and keep people off the point. There's so many different alleys that you can sit in, and as we see, Crispy is trying to drive, you know, just very hard onto the point, but not able to beat out the Gab Army, who currently have control over it.
And I'll tell you, this is one of Schlevy's more stronger maps. Every time I've faced him on this map, he's usually got at least 40 kills. You know, I think that's even one of his clips. I think wasn't he our clip contest winner? And I believe that clip was from the same map.
Yep, got 5 straight without having to reload.
In about 10 seconds, right? I mean,
In 10 seconds.
It was very quickly.
It's back in the back again.
Now, and like you said, Gabba's army, they're not out of this yet. They need to get these last 2 wins, you know, because it does go by most points at the end of the season. Is going to decide the winner. And you never know how these other matches are going to go. You know, these 2 points are very critical. It could spell, you know, victory of the season for them if they can get them.
Gabba's army does have more points at the moment. They're maintaining control, but so far neither team able to get onto this point right near the back end of the center hole in the wall.
Now, yeah, this map is very good. You know, for hardpoint, I like it because you can usually stage about 2 to 3 people at different locations and pick the people off as they come. You know, you usually only need about 1 to 2, right? 1 in the hard point, 1 close by. It's ready to jump in if the other one dies, but you usually want to post everybody up in the high spots and just have them pick them off as they come.
Yeah, we did see Slice get eliminated by Gabba there, but his Slice's positioning is exactly what you're referring to. And if you get that hard point behind the west wall there, utilize the mountain and the verticality to get a better angle. People are going to be looking for you up there, but if you keep them off of the point, that's just a little bit more space for your team to get back on it.
100%. Like it's at what we call sandcastle. This is a very hard point to hold. You know, the shit house has a very clear view of it. You know, you can get up on the satellite dish. You can even, you know, push around from the side and climb up the back wall. So it's definitely one of those points that's hard to hold. See, they were doing it right there. They were climbing up the backside of the castle there. That's definitely a good strategy, especially on S&D if the bomb site is there.
See Crispy running around the downtown part of the map, try to keep Gabba's army from breaching, but they have the Gabba's army has already swung around to try to get to the other point. As you can see, some members of Carnage starting to get dropped here and there.
34 to... I can't see the other one yet.
It's open.
And Slice again. Slice doesn't seem to be the member of Carnage to be on point. Rather, he seems to hang out in the higher locations, the higher altitude locations, up on a building, up on the mountain, precipice. He seems to be covered, so to say.
100%. That's a smart tactic. I mean, you've got to have that.
Now, unlike what we saw in the first half, Gabba's army is actually in the lead right now. They got a couple of points ahead of Carnage. So, who knows? Perhaps they're going to take this one.
You always got to have that guy sitting back getting kill streaks. You know, and that's the only thing that's kind of surprising me. These guys sitting back, I'm surprised I didn't see more kill streaks coming from. They should be able to pick off a lot more.
Imagine having a turret in a situation like this. I mean, that would be absolutely devastating to the other team.
Oh, 100%. That's the best strategy. You get 1 or 2 guys back, even if the enemy captures the point, keep them back, let them get those kill streaks, and then when you wait for the next point, you get them there, they drop the kill streak, and you got some nice little protection there, and that'll help you hold the point. On this map, I would actually try to get a turret and maybe put it up somewhere high. That way it can see a nice little 360 of the map and, you know, pick people off for you.
I got to give a lot of credit to Crispy, man. I mean, I believe at this point he has the most kills on his team right now, and he has proven himself time and time again tonight how deadly he can be in the run and gun game. I mean, he's catching the back of everybody. He's staying low, going high. He's constantly changing his position. He's never really staying in one spot, and he has been super deadly with his shots. 29 eliminations so far, carrying his team in terms of kills. Gabba's army with 51 overall points right now on hard point. They are looking good for the win. Again, Gabba finding Slice on top of the building. 65 to 51. Carnage has flipped it. They have taken the lead now. We'll see if they can maintain it, but breaching this building is proving very difficult for Gabba's army.
Looks like Gabba's got the point now. If he can just hold it. Oh, it's moved.
Well, every second counts. He was able to gather a couple more.
Hopefully they had spread out. It looks like, oh, this is a very hard point to capture. You got it right down in front of the telephone poles or pylons, whatever most people call it. And usually you have somebody right at the top of the wall just looking right down at this. So this is definitely a hard one to hold. You're very exposed when you go up that ladder. Really the only way you can get up there is you really need to move in like a 2 or 3 man team like they're doing right now. That you can see, I believe, what was that Carnage doing that? But a grenade got him.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like this particular spawn for the hard point. At this point, if I were on Carnage's team, I would just keep Gabba's army from getting on point. I wouldn't even try to go for that spot because it is very difficult to get to and you're going to waste so much time trying to get on that location. But just as I say that, they walk away with a victory. No, you got your wish, man.
We got
didn't
it.
even get to 200. 72 to 55. Carnage taking another win.
That was a good fight. Good fight. It was close.
Gabba's army, they maintained the lead for the most part until the back end of that match, like the last half of it. Something happened. Killicam, thank you so much. 33 months subscribed. Thank you. Hopefully you're still safe, being well. Glad to see you in here, dude.
Hey, Killer, is that you, Cameron? I think I might know this guy.
He has been a huge supporter of AHC for, well, as you could tell, for a long time. 33 months. One of our strongest advocates and one of our biggest fans. Sometimes he's in and out, but great guy. Very swell.
It might be the guy I know, but probably not. It's probably just a Dipset reference.
We are going to be going into the last mode of tonight, which is another team deathmatch, and it looks like we're going to be going to town. This is a great way to conclude tonight's event. Hopefully, Gabba Army can pull out a victory and swing this one in their favor. I'd like to see them at least get a point up on the scoreboard. All right. And we talk about this time and time again, but it's always worth bringing up. Natural hard point on this map is ambulance all the way to police cars. And if you do not try to control that, you might find yourself having a hard time competing against your opponent.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, you've got. I've been flirting around with the idea of maybe holding museum down. For some of our matches. That's another nice spot that people just kind of underutilize. If you get back in that area on balcony, you can pick people off of the ambulance pretty easily. Also behind the crates there in front of the well, that's another good spot. Yeah, but which side are they going to take? They're close. It looks like they're going to push for cop cars. That looks like the spot they want to hold. But I'll tell you, Crispy and their gang are pretty good at holding down cop cars as well. You always want to look above those cop cars. There's a nice little arch there. There's a camo that most of us run in that blends in very well to that one.
Oh, it's such a dirty spot, man. It's so dirty.
It's a dirty spot, but it works. It works. I mean, it's fair. All's fair in love and war.
Oh, absolutely. I remember time and time again, I get picked off by someone there, and I'm trying to go up the stairs from the tunnel, and as soon as I get eliminated there, I take a pause in the desk screen and I look, and I'm like, yep, someone's freaking there. So next time I go up, I sprint and go into one of the little corridors within that stairwell, and then I peek. And I try to get the shot off. Now, it doesn't always work, especially if the person is super quick on the trigger. But yeah, that's such a dirty spot.
Give me just a second. I gotta fix something real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure. Nice shots here by Crispy. Score for Carnage currently 24. Didn't quite get what Gabba's army has, but sure they're not too far behind.
One's in it. Cop cars.
All right, I'm back.
Now, you don't necessarily have to hold any particular location. I think one of the most critical... Oh, boy, Gabba just ate that one. He's like, yeah, there's no avoiding this. It's 30-21, so it's only a 9-point difference. There's still plenty of time for Gabba's army to come back. And what I was saying before is that you don't necessarily have to take a particular spot on this map and gain control of it. One of the biggest and most important aspects of TDM is literally running as a team. You don't have to be lined up perfectly, but you got to stay well within each other's range to provide necessary support. Because if you're sitting at cop cars and you get eliminated, and you know someone's coming up from tunnel, you better hope that your teammate is at least in the vicinity so that they can turn and cover that for you when that person comes around the corner.
Oh, 100%. I mean, and that way, if you're running in 2 to 3 man teams, you know, at least you're getting a net neutral because they get your teammate, you get them. Those kills cancel each other out.
Only a 7-point game now.
Yeah, it's definitely you know, from what I'm seeing how they're playing tonight, you know, I feel like Gabba's army is playing a little too you know, they're not being conservative enough. They're rushing a little much. It just kind of seems like they're rushing things a bit.
Yeah, particularly here in team deathmatch, they are playing a little bit more aggressively. They're trying to get up in the face of their opponent. They're not really taking the cover that they need to. For instance, if they're running down the main street there, they're not getting behind the boxes. They're just running and gunning. Take a little bit of time. If you get tagged, it's okay to sit and wait. It's better that you survive to support your team than it is to try to ego it. We do see a kill streak out. There was a turret that was placed. 44 points right now for Gabba's army. They didn't quite catch what Carnage has, but I assume that the point differential here isn't too large. 58 for Carnage. They still are maintaining the lead. Gabba's army is going to have to do a big turnaround here, though.
It's definitely on Gabba to them to come after them. 62-53.
Okay.
Thank you, Dinko, again for another 300. Holy cow. And bit champion. Nice angle here by Gabba. He's a little exposed towards his left down long. I mean, even if he were to crouch here, he'd have a lot more cover. But as I say that, he does get taken out from someone coming down long. But he got a couple eliminations there to help out his team. And once again, we can see that they are trying to hold down this location from the ambulance to the police cars. So we'll see if this actually works in their favor. See if they can retake the lead. Or maybe get the lead, because I don't think they've even had it yet.
I think Carnage must smell blood because they are definitely not needing to go after them right now. But they're going after him anyway. They're not going to stay back and hold down the fort. It looks like maybe now they're changing their strategy up a little bit. But there for a minute, Crispy was just running around like a madman, even though he didn't have to.
Yeah, maybe put a little punctuation on this this matchup, on this story.
Oh, 100%.
Just be sure. Let's just make sure. Let's get those final eliminations. Really make it clear that we came out victorious. They currently have 80 points. That's 80 eliminations in total as a team for Carnage. And if you guys recall, in the very first team deathmatch in the first half, they walked away in with 3 digits. It's 77 for Gabba's army. It's 78 now to the 86 or 87 of Carnage. It is getting close. The gap is closing, but
I believe he's probably right there at the entrance. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was.
oh,
Yeah, Deco talking about Neil's the real trauma.
12-point gap. Time is ticking. Nice shot by Gabba. Takes him right off of the truck.
Yeah, truck.
Got
And
1 minute
car,
left,
and
less than a
car
minute.
over there.
Now's the time. The drums are going. Time to get those kills.
Dum, 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 dum.
Oh, it always gets the blood pumping. I hear that, and I'm just like, all right, it's on now.
Braveheart!
Charge!
Yeah, we are starting to see a few more kill streaks go out here, which is a good indicator that some people are, they're getting quite a few eliminations. It's a little bit different from what we saw in the first half. People just were not able to get those kill streaks out. Gap is still closing, but it's an 18-point difference now. I mean, it's actually grown quite a bit in comparison to before. Gabba's army is slowly dwindling here, not able to regain at all. And it does look like Carnage walks away 114 and 97.
Got us sweating.
I mean, they extended that gap significantly at the end there, and we got ourselves another 6-0 game as a third one of week 1. We'll see how things play out next week, but Carnage walks away from this matchup 100% victorious.
Well, they definitely came out swinging, and they definitely set the tone for how they're going to play the rest of the season. I think, like I said, I think they're going to be a dark horse, but maybe not after tonight. I think people are maybe going to sit up and take notice of them now.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Gabba's army. They really put in a good effort, but unfortunately, Carnage was just a little bit too powerful, and they couldn't handle all that power. Now, there was someone saying that there might be a few players who haven't played in a little while, maybe a month or two, or maybe a few weeks or what have you. But either way, got to give credit where credit's due. Carnage coming out swinging, coming out victorious, probably feeling really good with that 6-0 win.
Oh, 100%. So yeah, that was definitely a good match. Gabba's army. All I'm going to say, Gabba, get your guys in some practice, guys. You need some practice. I think that's really where Carnage just overtook you guys. They've been playing nonstop for the past, I would say, at least 2 weeks. Pretty much every weekend, I've seen them in private matches, just going over things, going over call-outs. Really, I think that's what you guys lack tonight. Is yes, you have some killers on the team, but you guys got to work together a little bit better.
That's the nice thing about this, isn't it? I mean, it's week 1. You can see where you stand against all the other competitors, and you can make adjustments. If you guys aren't going back and watching these videos, that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to watch our videos. You can go back and watch your own since you all are streaming it anyway. Definitely go back, see where some of the your shortcomings were. See if there's areas that you can improve on, or just get better at doing what you were doing before, and just have a better head about it. Everybody be self-critical and see if you can improve over time. And sometimes there is no improvement. You did your best and you were just outplayed. I'm not saying that was the case tonight, but it's definitely something to keep in mind as competition is going to continue to get fierce. Looking into week 2, we got a pretty rough lineup for every team. We got Grandpa's going up against Trauma in week 2. That one's going to be rough. Absolutely. Gabba's army is going to go up against Devil's Spit. Murdo's against Death Squad, and Hacks versus Carnage.